Hello and welcome to Regent Park TV. I'm Thunder, and today we bring you a special coverage of the Sisters in Spirit Vigil honoring missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls at Allan Gardens. The Native Women's Resource Centre of Toronto recently held the powerful Sisters in Spirit event on October 4th, National Day of Action for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and gender diverse people, bringing together community members from the downtown east neighborhoods in a show of solidarity, raising awareness about the ongoing crisis that has seen over 4,000 Indigenous women go missing or be murdered across Canada. The event began with a march at 191 Gerrard St East and concluded with a heartfelt vigil at Allan Gardens. Participants carried lanterns crafted by community members and clients of the center, symbolizing their dedication to honoring the lives of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit LGBTQ people. This year's gathering was particularly significant as it welcomed Mayor Olivia Chow, the first Toronto mayor ever to attend this important event. A highlight of the vigil was the showcase of a jingle dress created by clients of Native Women's Resource Centre, symbolizing the strength and spirit of those being honored. The evening also featured traditional drumming, dancing, sacred fire, and powerful speeches from participants who shared their personal stories and experiences. These moments not only paid tribute to the lives lost, but also highlighted the resilience and courage of the families and communities still affected by these tragedies.
She gave me the gift of life.
I miss her dearly.
Despite these efforts to raise awareness, the statistics remain alarming. More than 80% of these cases remain unsolved. The Sisters in Spirit Vigil stands as a beacon of hope, remembrance, and advocacy. It serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for justice as communities continue to seek answers and healing. RPTV was at the vigil to bring you full coverage of this powerful event.
grandfather of 3. I work at Toronto Council Fire as a community uncle. And I work with families and youth and men. I was trained in the Kijé men, which means kind man. At Toronto Council Fire, we work really hard to teach our boys how to be kind. We give them those proper teachings. So when it comes time to defend their mom, their sister, their aunties, their nieces, that they can, and that they're brave enough to. Missing and murdered Indigenous women. You know, I raised my girls really strong. You know, I raised them around culture, around love, you know, around all those 7 grandfathers. And this year, it really hit close to home because I didn't think it could happen to one of my daughters who I raised in a good way. Well, I'll tell you guys a story. And my daughter still hasn't built up the courage to go to the police yet. She's still terrified. She went through hard times in her relationship. And the relationship became abusive. It got to a point where she started spiraling. She started drinking. She started going out. Not dancing. Not caring about herself. And one day on the way home from work, these 2 young men told her how beautiful she was. How they'd love to take her out for something to eat, something to drink. And they did that. They took her out, gave her something to eat and a drink. They asked her if she wanted to come back to an after-hour party. And she said, yeah, I'll go with you guys. And off she went. She never came out of that after-hour party. She went into 3 buildings in Scarborough. And she was hit with fentanyl. From that point forward, those men went through her phone, told her that they know where her family lives, and that if she was to leave and not do things as they said, happily, that they would visit the family, not just my house, but her kid's house too. They said they know where she works. They will ruin her at work. She made all these threats. She was terrified. I called her every day to make sure she was okay. You know, I seen some things that made me think she wasn't. Like her being put in front of a curtain at a hotel. And I could see that she was looking at that person. And I knew that wasn't her. I knew she wasn't safe. It was the warriors that got her out. She was too scared to call police. Thunder Jack. Thunder Jack. You guys might know him here in the city. He was there. He found her. He caused that distraction. And he pulled her out. And from there we took her. Right now she's in a safe place. She's around ceremony. I tell you, when we got her home, she hasn't drank a drop of alcohol since. She's having a hard time with the baby fathers. Really upset with her. And they're victim blaming. They think she did this on her own. She's going to win in court. She's going to be okay. I was crushed. I'm still crushed. I still feel like I wasn't able to protect. I'm supposed to be this big protector here in Toronto. And I lost my daughter. Happy she's safe now. But I tell you something, those guys came to my house 5 times, revving their engines, trying to scare my family. On that 5th time, I went out and I hit that guy with a baseball bat and I told him to leave me alone, leave my family alone. I called them, told them to look behind their back. I told them I was looking for them. I wanted to show them a little bit of fear they showed my daughter. Toronto Police knows they'll be talking to me later about this. And she's too afraid to go talk to police, but I'm not. I'm going to. I'm not scared of these guys. I got the pimp's name right on my phone right now. I could show every one of you and tell you guys, watch out for this guy. He ain't that kind of person. She went in that home where he was at, 3 buildings. Daughter told me that he watched a native girl get kidnapped right out of the hallway. And they told her that she'd be next to go on that train that leaves this country. It was really close to home. I raised my girls in a good way. It takes a community, guys, to watch out for each other. It takes the men to stand up and to be men. Protect. It takes the women not to be scared, to turn that guy in. Let us men know. Call the police, even if you think they're going to do nothing. Call them anyways, and then call the warriors after. We'll make sure something's done. Like I said, it hit close to home. Really close to home. In the old days, this wouldn't happen. And I look at it and I ask myself, how deep is this? Well, you can look at P. Diddy, right, and know that it's right up top. Celebrities, government. So as a community, we got to stand together. We're going to have things like this. We're going to have it more often. We got to have that bear patrol, that warrior patrol. We have to let the men know out there that we're not going to stand for women to be taken. No more. And we're going to stand up and we're going to do something about it. I got a bunch of young men right at this drum right now that are brave enough to do something about it. We have a lot of young men like this in our community. Get a chance, bring them to Toronto Council Fire for the Warriors program. It's kind of like a KJ program. We talk about those 7 grandfathers, talk about abuse. Bring your girls over. Toronto Council Fire in November during our family nights. I'm going to be talking about what abuse is, so the girls know. So you know what it is. So you know what jealousy is. So they know that it's not okay to tag your phone and watch you. You gotta know the difference. So they're able to protect themselves too. So they can feel strong and confident in themselves. And be able to make the right choices when it comes to dating, meeting people. And talk to them about, going home with strange men, like my daughter did. I'm not blaming her, blaming those men. She had trust. In the spirit of finding one of our girls and bringing her home, I'm going to call upon Sage and Abby to dance. We're going to do a jingle dress song, right? And we're going to say a prayer for all those girls that haven't been found. And we're going to say a prayer for those girls that are in those houses right now, because there are girls in those houses right now. We're going to say a prayer for the ones that passed on and didn't make it, for their families. They can find closure. They need to find closure. We say a prayer for our men. Let our men stand up and be strong, protect. If you have to switch over and become a blue coat, well, do that, men. Switch over. Hard for anyone to say that, but if it means protecting our females and keeping us safe, so there ain't hundreds of thousands of women going missing, and do that, guys. Do what you gotta do. Be warriors. So without no further ado, guys, I'm gonna stop speaking now. We're gonna sing some songs for this, for our women.
Same vigil last year, and I was standing at the bus stop by myself when two random men pulled up and honked their horns at me, and Kevin and his boys stood right up for me and told those men off. And so I can absolutely vouch for Kevin and his boys and standing up for our women. So miigwech, I never did get a chance to thank you, so thank you to you and your boys for that. Made me feel so much safer that night.
As mentioned, we are welcoming a special guest tonight. We are fortunate to have Mayor Olivia Chow with us. Thank you for being here. I think, as the leadership, part of the leadership of this agency and as the leader of the city coming together, it's very important to discuss the safety of Indigenous women in this city. I would also like folks to know that the mayor's office didn't push for space on the agenda, and when we explain that this is community-led, that it's really about the essence of coming together and speaking our hearts and our minds through ceremony and spirit in our traditional ways, the office gracefully respected that. And so we want to thank you, and we hope that through being here tonight and watching and experiencing the gifts of our community, that we can learn to support one another in a good way. And I think that this is an amazing first step to starting the relationship and building pathways to the response of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in the city of Toronto for a better future for 7 generations to come, my children, your children, all of our relations. So miigwech. So I'd like to introduce some staff and some community members from the agency who have been working on something very special for tonight's event. And so I'm going to introduce you to Jocelyn, who you all know for sure, Tesla, the program manager, and some lovely ladies who come to the center on a regular basis.
Hi everyone, my name is Tesla Hunter. I'm the program manager here at Native Women's. I'd like to talk a little bit on this project, and I will be passing the mic to these lovely ladies. So with this project, this had started in the early of summer, in about end of June. This project was a bi-weekly project, which ended up being twice a week due to the pressure. We actually completed this project on Monday, just in time for the vigil. We brought together a group of dedicated women here to share their vision and to create a design to bring this project here to life. So I'm going to pass the mic here and introduce Jocelyn.
Hi everyone. My name is Jocelyn Kazuge. Some of you might remember me from last year and the year before. I am a employee at Native Women's Resource Center. I'm currently on maternity leave right now. I am really honored to be here today and to have been a part of this special project in honor of the Sisters in Spirit Vigil for the Native Women's Resource Center of Toronto. This project was a client-led program where they were able to draft, design, and create a jingle dress. And this dress is meant to bring healing, protection, and unity to the center and its community and to our Sisters in Spirit. What we created here was designed by our clients. We had a small group, as Tesla mentioned, of 6 dedicated women who came every week leading up to the vigil today to help make this dress come to life. For those of you that don't know what a jingle dress is, it is a regalia worn, and the teaching behind the dress is that it's meant to bring healing to those who have or need it in their life. And the story goes about how a medicine man, he had a daughter who fell ill, and he was advised by the spirits to make this dress, and he made this jingle dress from, I think it was a dream he had, or what he heard from the ancestors, and then he put the dress on his daughter, and his daughter was ill, and she got up and she started dancing with the dress on. And when she was dancing, you could hear the sound of the jingles. And that sound and that dress brought medicine to her, and she was able to be cured through this dress. And it became a traditional dance among communities all around North and South America, and many nations use this dress as a way to heal and bring healing. So we are very honored, and every detail and stitch within this dress, it has meaning and it has a story, and there was a process and journey taken place by each of these clients who helped curate and design it. Each client also on their own journey, on their own healing, and we're very proud and honored to have had them come and take their time to make this dress for the center. And it'll be a part of the center for decades, and it'll be a part of the Sisters in Spirit Vigil for many years to come. So I would like to now unveil the dress. Our clients, do you want to unveil the dress? And we're going to describe what is on the dress and the meaning behind every single detail within this design. So I'll give it over to our lovely clients.
Hi everyone, my name is Tammy. I am a client from Native Women's Resource Center. So we're going to reveal each steps of what they're being. So the red hands are placed in front of the dress to represent the missing and murdered Indigenous women, trans, two-spirited girls whose stories we kept alive.
Hello, Ani, Nancy Indigenous, Madam Dodem, Toronto, Nadunjaba. Anishinaabe, correct, Nadal. The 4 hands and the colors On the back of the dress, we placed a medicine wheel that made out the handprints in all 4 directions. To repeat the project through all stages of life. Yellow, our birth, our childrenhood, our red, our youth, ascent, and black adulthood, and white for our elders.
Hi, my name is Mariah. I've been a long-time client of the Native Women's, and yeah, they just I thought I would apply, not apply, throw my name in there to see if I can get this dress going with them. But anyways, let's see, the handprints on the shoulders. We placed 2 white handprints on the shoulders to represent how our ancestors are walking with us in times of healing and loneliness. How they're walking with us, watching over our shoulders.
For the ribbon in 4 colors, we decided the 4 colors to represent 4 stages of life and the 4 medicines in the 4 directions and 4 clans.
We placed orange handprints on the sleeves and close to our hand, as we are holding there to represent our every child matters, with our hearts in the center representing the unconditional love for our children. And may their spirits rest in paradise, and may they walk with us.
Turtles with flowers to represent the Turtle Island, the black fabric, the black to represent the universe with the sparkle round resembling of our star people, the energy and all of the creation. The Native Women's Resource Center, Toronto, Yogo, and Florals to represent the agency, and may this dress bring healing and to our women in protection and for our sisters in spirit.
Miigwech, I quickly just want to say how very proud and moved I am by all of you involved in this project and your intent and the amount of love and heart that has gone into this. I obviously saw you working on it, but we were not prepared for what you just gifted to the community. Miigwech for being who you are and your time and your love and your spirit. So this is the time where we'd like to carve out a short 20 minutes or so for open mic. We have had a few requests for people to come up and speak. We also had some people in advance we knew would like the opportunity if possible. And so if anyone would like to, you can stand up over here by Bella, and we'll kind of create a little bit of a roster of speakers. We do want to give the opportunity to the mayor in the open mic portion to say a few words before she has to leave. And so, Mayor Chow.
Thank you. Every stitch you made, I can feel that power to heal, the power to take back the voice, the power to say there is hope, and expressed in such a beautiful way. And I will forever remember it. Whether it's the color, the jingles, the signs, the unconditional love. And from the dancing, I feel that power too, the power, especially of the young people, the young girls that were there, being proud of who they are, reclaiming the culture, the heritage, the language, the voice, the stories. And that is so, so important. Each time I see red, I remember those that are murdered, missing, the hardship, the suffering, the mourning, the moms and the grandmas and the daughters and all of those that are missing. The city can do so much more. I was just imagining if there's a lodge. For all the young people that come from the north, if there's a lodge that's run by Native Women Resource Center, and they could come by, you know, and drop in and say hello, and have shelter, get a bath, and get a referral to things, maybe stay a few days, and find shelters, find housing, find education, if they want to go to school or find jobs, find friendship and sense of belonging. Because really it's hard. Can you imagine coming to a big city, right? It's like, what's happening, right? And it's so easy to be preyed on by terrible people, by people that are full of hate, they want to exercise control. It's nothing to do with sex or anything, right? Harm and control. But there's so much we can do together. At City Hall, whether it's community centers, libraries, and you said the blue shirts, yes, we do the blue shirts too. We fund the blue shirts, the emblems. But we also have something that is new. It's called the Toronto Community Crisis Service. You call 211 if someone is having a mental health situation, having a crisis. Rather than calling 911, you can call 211. Call 211. And as Indigenous community, they would come out and provide support for you. And just a few months ago, we make this program all across the city so that when someone is in crisis, you don't have to call 911, call 211. So it's our contribution in the city. There are many more things that we could do, programs, support, on more years. I'm sure folks have ideas, culture, art, you know, all of these things. Oh, have you folks been to the Spirit Garden? Have you seen our Spirit Garden over? Yeah, you were there. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, that turtle, right? The turtle that climbs up, overcoming difficulties. Yeah, in the canoe with the lilies and the sturgeon. Oh wow. Yeah, that would be a place where we learn, where you teach, and we learn, we act, we mourn, heal, all of those things. Just want to say one last thing. I grew up in St. Jamestown up the street. I've been followed, been stalked, been flashed. I took karate. I can teach Wendo. If you mess with me, are you kidding me? I will do damage. I can do serious damage. Yeah, I started learning judo when I was 13. And then I can do karate. Yeah, I can do a squat. Oh, watch out. I can do a mean kick. Why is that important? Because we too, as women, can be powerful. So anytime you want any training, you know, just, yeah, we have training programs, right? Just anyway, I digress. It's so wonderful to be here, to join with you. Thank you for allowing me to share a few words. Thank you for allowing me to join in this vigil. Let us remember, let us never forget. And as we say, first mourn, but then we work for change. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You heard it here first. A lodge for Native Women's Resource Center with Olivia Chow. And also some Kung Fu workshops at the center, led by our mayor. I'd like to invite Sage Myron, a wonderful, beautiful, powerful youth from the community. She's going to share a few words.
Hello, as she's mentioned, my name is Sage Myron. Today I'm here to share with you how I feel as family, as a sister, as a loved one who had a loved one go missing recently. And as my dad spoke upon the situation, my sister almost never made it home. And that hit really close to home. And I'm here to speak about how it makes me feel with my sister going missing. Every day since the situation, I walk down the street and I don't feel safe anymore. I turn my back hoping that those guys aren't following me. They're not looking for me. And it's not okay. And we need to make a change. We need to make sure that our women are safe in Toronto, safe all over the world.
There was a friend of mine who was a two-spirit trans woman in a mix of both Indigenous and Black, who was murdered back in July 2017 in the Rosedale Valley ravine, and she was at the time homeless. Her name is Alora Wells, and I am so sad and angry about what happened to her, and I miss her dearly, and like some family of hers did report it to the police, and a certain community center she was involved with outside Native Women's Resource Center. People tried to bring it to the attention of a certain community center that she went to that was outside of the Native Women's Resource Center, but of course a certain ED of that agency did not care, and family of hers did report it to the police, but the police did not do too much about this situation. Like, it is absolutely shameful, and whoever did it got away with it. He should be held accountable. To all of my relations, Walalen and Dunka.
Bonjour, honey. Hi, my name is Monica Forster, a two-spirit trans woman of color. I'm so grateful to be here among community to remember all our missing and murdered Indigenous women, children, girls, and two-spirited folks. 14 years ago, Native women asked me to speak. It was the most terrifying thing to do because I came out in the 80s. And when I came out in the 80s, like a lot of Indigenous folks, they come from different places around Canada to Toronto to find a better way of life. And I was struggling with my identity, and I left home, and I ended up downtown, like many of us do. And I found such a resilient community of youth, two-spirited youth, Indigenous youth, women, girls, teenagers. And but surprisingly, like in the late 80s and early 90s, they were not living past 21 and 22. They were dealing with, suicide or just systemic oppression, things that could have been, prevented. It pushed me when Lana was talking about Laura Wells, but when we had the triple murder in 1997 with two trans women and Indigenous women that got killed execution style, it was the city, the 519, that stepped up and said, hey, we need a space. And I was the first ever two-spirit trans woman work for the city to do outreach in 1999. And it was so empowering, and it empowered the communities to feel that people actually acknowledged them. People actually wanted them to live and survive and succeed. I stayed at the 519 for 10 years, growing that program, and it's still going on today, 25 years. But I moved on. As you know, I did survival sex as a young youth for almost 20 years of my life. And I traveled the east and west coast of Canada and met so many different women and trans folks. And the stories I heard, the women and trans folks that were killed along the way or missing, really put me in a place where I need to do more. I'm so grateful. I'm 55. I lived to 55. A lot of us don't live to see 55. So I started working at Maggie's Toronto. I've been there 15 years with the Indigenous program. We kind of shut down due to COVID, but hopefully that'll come back. But it was a space where people weren't feeling stigmatized and discriminated against. One thing I always say, I started a video 12 years ago. It's online. It's called Remembering the Living, and it came out of this event. It was acknowledging our women, our children, our two-spirited folks now. What are we in community doing now to support people that might be using drugs, that might be doing survival steps, that might be homeless? It's up to each and every one of us, you know what I mean, to embrace our communities, bring them in, support them, listen to them. We have to recognize all our experiences are so different. And we should not judge, right? We shouldn't be judging. And yes, it's heartbreaking that a lot of our missing, murdered Indigenous women are being killed daily. And some of those women were sex workers. And we need to acknowledge that. We need to rise their voices up and how we as a community can do better. So I'm just so thankful for Pam for over the many years that I've been here, supporting me. She's been so instrumental. I also have a nonprofit called Trans Pride Toronto, and she's been so instrumental in supporting me and how she can help me and help the community. So thank you, and make rich. And have a good night, everyone.
My name is Stephanie. My spirit name is Little Songbird, and it was gifted to me through Creator and the ancestors by an elder at Native Women's Resource Center. So I will forever be grateful to them for that. I am Indigenous, however, I am not Indigenous from here. I am Indigenous from the tip of Turtle Island. I am a descendant of the Embera people. And I won't talk about myself because it's not about me. It's about the Indigenous women, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis who have gone missing in Canada. I'm going to start with somebody in Toronto, Winona Naganash, my friend Alicia's daughter, Soleil Perrier, my friend Briar's little sister, and the women of Winnipeg, which is not far from us. Manitoba is just next door. The Camp Morgan Warriors, who were started by a bunch of warriors, including Cambria Harris, who is the sister of the daughter of Morgan Harris. There's Mercedes Myron. There is Linda Beardy. There is Buffalo Woman. There is one person who I'm missing right now, who we often talk about. Chantal Moore, Chelsea Poorman. Autumn Shaganash has been missing, and I've been seeing lots of flyers about her. I don't know if she was found or not. Antonio Kazan, Chelsea Kwa Heron, Linda Beardy, Stephanie Beardy, Crystal Beardy, Georgina Faith Papin. I know her daughter. So I speak on behalf, not on behalf of those families, but one of the things I find very important is for me to amplify the voices of the family members of the stolen sisters. And that's important to me. And I wondered why it was important to me. And I found out recently, I was adopted at 3 days old from Colombia. I've been here all my life since I was a month old. And I have my birth mother, who's no longer with us, had 3 children before me who all died. And she had me. She gifted me basically to my adoptive mother and gave me an opportunity, all the wonderful opportunities that I got here. And she went missing probably about 3 years after I was born, and she died under suspicious circumstances. So I danced today for my mother because she gave me the gift of life. And I want to honor everybody here, all the youth, all the staff members of the Native agencies who are in the trenches every day with community. Community's not always easy to be around, but I just want to applaud everybody who does the work, and the work that's behind the scenes, the work that nobody sees. Everybody matters, and everybody here belongs here. And I just thank you for letting me speak. I'm going to say biabua, which means hello, and thank you in my native language of Embera. Biabua.
All right, I ask now that everyone please join us for the round dance.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out all of our social media platforms. For more information, check out our website.